Steve with Airguns of Arizona's repair department, and today we'll be looking at the Daystate Wolverine, and we're going to be removing the aluminum bottle, and we'll be putting on the new Daystate carbon fiber bottle. A lot of folks are doing this because they want to take off the aluminum bottle to make their rifle lighter. Putting on the new carbon fiber bottle will reduce the weight right at a pound. Whenever you're ready to remove the aluminum bottle, I recommend taking off the shroud. In this case, this shroud screws on. As you can see, I'm going to go ahead and remove the shroud. Pull it straight off. We do this because we don't want to scratch the shroud. We'll go ahead and at this point release the air pressure that's in the gun. You can release the air pressure two ways on this gun. You can fire the gun if you'd like, but that would take a long time. I recommend breaking the seal on the gauge. 6.78 socket will fit right on the gauge, and then you'll go ahead and remove it. Rifle bleed down until empty. Whenever you crack the gauge to bleed the rifle, make sure that you don't turn more than 1 or 2 turns. Whenever you hear the air escaping from the gauge, stop, let it bleed out. If you go too far and you unscrew the gauge, there is still high pressure in the gun, and this can blow off and do damage. So make sure that whenever you hear air escaping from the gauge, stop, let it bleed down to 0, and then continue working on your rifle. At this point, the air pressure is out of the rifle, and we will lay the gauge aside. And at this time, we're ready to remove the aluminum bottle that's on the rifle. The cylinders are installed tight, so at times it takes some force to get these bottles off. I recommend putting your bottle in a vise like we have here. In my vise, I have leather straps that are around the air cylinder so the cylinder does not get damaged. Even though we're going to be taking this cylinder away, you don't want to damage this cylinder in case you want to put it on at a later date. We're ready to remove the bottle. When removing the bottle, I'm going to use some force to break the seal. What I find the easiest to do is to put my left hand at the lower section of this rifle and my right and the upper section of the rifle and give it a little bit of a hit. Sometimes it takes a pretty good hit to break the seal. In this case, we'll go ahead and give it a shot and see what happens. There we go. The seal has been broke. Now I can go ahead and take the action with the cylinder attached out of the vise and remove the cylinder from the rifle. Very easy process to do. This shouldn't take you more than probably 10-15 minutes to install this new cylinder. After the cylinder is removed, lay it aside. Pick up your new carbon fiber bottle. You can inspect the O-ring that's around. This is your sealing O-ring, and so you might want to inspect to make sure that it's not damaged in any way. If it is, you need to replace the O-ring. In this case, this O-ring is in perfect condition, so we will go ahead and screw the new cylinder into place. Remember, at this point, whenever it's tight, you can go ahead and put it in the vise. Now, you never want to damage the carbon fiber on this bottle. If you damage this, then this bottle is no good. It needs to go in the scrap. So what you want to do is make sure that you never damage the carbon that's on this bottle here. So in this case, I would recommend, and it doesn't need to be put on with a lot of force, this bottle. It just needs to be tight. And so I'm gonna go ahead and put on, and remember, I'm using some leather vise straps that whenever I put my cylinder in, I'm not going to damage because I'm not against metal to metal. In this case, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a little bit of hit. Not much, just enough to make sure it's tight. And we are good to go. You can go ahead and install the shroud. Tighten up, remove, and at this point, the gauge, you can put this back in as well. Remember, whenever you tighten this gauge up, it doesn't need to be gorilla tight, it just needs to be snug, okay? That's good. There's a dowdy seal, it's a metal washer with rubber in between, and that is your seal. And as long as that's tight, you're in good shape. At this point, the repair is done, and we can move on to going out and shooting the rifle after we install it back in our stock. Thanks for joining us today on the installation of the new carbon fiber bottle on the Wolverine. If you'd like, you can go ahead and check out some of our other videos. Hope to see you soon.